My name's Casey Leinbach. I'm a Book 1 inside wireman out of Local 46. Have been since 2019. And I've been traveling for most of my career. I started traveling as a first year, started the apprenticeship in Anchorage, Alaska, and worked there for about 6 months, and things were slow. So by the time I landed in Seattle as a traveling apprentice, I had finished my first year class, and I had already worked in 3 different states, Alaska, California, and then Washington. And I figured, well, hell, I like the Pacific Northwest, may as well stick around. So finished my apprenticeship, and not too long after that got laid off in 2023, early 2023. Got lucky and caught a call up at the Marathon Refinery and made some good change. Met a lot of other travelers, and I had forgotten how much fun it was to work different scopes, different people from different parts of the country, and I forgot about the solidarity that exists in that community, because it's strong. So, my wife and I had been watching costs creep up, and we looked at the money coming in, the money going out, and what we were getting for our return on our cash, and we started talking about moving. Neither of us are from Washington State. We didn't really have a whole lot of family out there, and we started looking at options. I grew up in Maine, and she grew up in Northeast Kansas, and so we ran the numbers on affordability, what we could get for our money, and Kansas won out on everything, to include it being centrally located. So that's where I'm at. I'm about to head out to Salt Lake, go see what that QTS job's all about. And before I went to go check fences out in the pasture, so we rented out and there's cows out there, and my four-wheeler died. I figured, well, hell, now's as good a time as any to shoot a quick intro video and throw it out there and see how it's received. So I got the idea from Mark Davis. I thought his videos were a great way to do outreach, and I've been talking with some folks at the hall about creating a traveler packet, do's and don'ts of the road, how to travel, how to network. And seeing Mark's video, I was like, man, getting a packet from the hall is one thing, but I wonder if it would help some folks, that may be a little intimidated by getting out and traveling, if they could see someone doing it in real time. And I've been doing it for a while, and I've got it pretty much figured out, but it's nerve-wracking the first time you go out. So, I figured I'd throw this out there and see if people be interested, or if there'd be folks that are receptive towards following tramp wiremen out of their local and seeing how my process is, how I target work, what my plan is. Because when I go out, I'm going. This is going to be a 1,000-mile haul from my house. It's a ways, and I got a wife, I got kids, we got animals. There's a lot of moving pieces. A lot of reasons to say, well, hell, I'll just stay at home. But, there's a lot of places to go, a lot of places to see, a lot of money to be made. I think my family's going to meet me out there once I get situated, and should be a good time. But really what I'm in it for, and the reason I'm doing this, is because what I care about more than anything else outside of my family is helping out brothers and sisters. One of the things I spoke with Mark about before the election, so I had called him because I like to know who my candidates are. One of the things we talked about is that regardless of who wins that, the hall has very limited control over what capital is invested where. And I'm under no illusions that a change in leadership at the Hall is going to change much about the work picture. You know, I think for a while, the foreseeable future anyways, Seattle's going to be a suitcase local. What that means is that if you want to keep a union job, you're going to have to pack a suitcase and go to where the work is. So, you know, if this is something that people are interested in, people, you know, might want to see, might want to follow, get a hold of me. You know, I've talked to a couple other brothers and sisters out there and helped them out get on the road and kind of walk them through the process I use, which has so far been pretty successful for us, my family. You know, that's really why I'm wanting to do this. So, and if any of you guys are thinking of looking at Salt Lake City or Boise or Boardman, you know, I'm all three of those are on my list as potentials. So I don't have social media other than YouTube, like every other person with a smartphone on the planet. But whoever posted this has multiple ways to get a hold of me, and I'd be more than happy. Oh, coyote den. More than happy to get in touch, hear from you guys if you're wanting to go out and just don't know where to start. So, if you're sitting on the books and you need to make some money, or you're on a job that's winding down, you're sweating a layoff, feel free to reach out. And I'll see you guys out there.